Howdy, howdy. I'm less cold because I'm running earlier. Today's my long run, which is 18 kilometers. So, how did I choose that number? I picked where I wanted Kevin to drop me off. And I was 18 kilometers away. And I run home. So, I do that like once a week, generally. And I have this big old hill coming up. I actually prefer to run uphill rather than downhill. I really hate running downhill. I feel like a baby deer or something. It's like Bambi slipping on the ice. I hate running downhill. Uphill's okay. But this one is like not a super steep grade, but like really, really long. So it seems like a good time to walk. Maybe you can see it behind me. See? That's not bad. It's a little bit like a Roadrunner cartoon for me. So I was thinking about this thing, which is that, like, I'm small. I'm just a small person. Like, my family is small. I have 3 older brothers. They're all small. My mom and dad are small. I'm the smallest one, but, like, we're not big people. I'm not a runt. I'm just the smallest one. And, I've been talking to people for years about, the fact that I fight people bigger than me, or the fact that it's getting much harder for me to find opponents now, and all this stuff. And people, more often than not, the first thing they say to me is, why don't you just gain weight? I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, if I were to advise someone about something that I know very little about, I would probably come up with like a super simple, this is the first thing I think of answer. Like, I was vegan for a really long time, and when I first became vegan and I had to like tell people about it, a lot of people who I was coming in contact with didn't know what that was. And what they would do is they'd be like, wait, you can't eat anything that comes from an animal. And they would start listing things that come from an animal as things that I can't eat, as though like I don't know what these things are. And I think that it's just, honestly, I think people are just trying to like engage with you, and the thing that's like the first thing you can grab makes sense that this is the first thing that they would say. Why don't you just gain weight? Alright, fair enough. Gaining weight seems really straightforward. Seems like because there's like obesity issues and weight issues and all this different type of stuff, that in that direction is much easier than in the other direction. And that's not always the case. That's not always the case. Telling someone who is overweight to just exercise and eat fewer calories, that is incredibly easy to say. It's not incredibly easy to do, and nothing happens in a vacuum. So when you change one thing, like what you're eating and how much you're exercising, many other things will change simultaneously. You're hungry all the time, your metabolism changes, your body's like, what the fuck is this? And it like wants to hold on to things, all kinds of stuff like this. So telling someone you just need to eat more and then you'll gain weight and maintain the comfort in your body, your stamina, blah, 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 all these different things. Maybe, I don't know. I started lifting weight because of some injuries. And I was preparing myself to gain some weight, because this would be muscle, and I had to change the way I was eating. I had to eat a lot more in order to support that muscle growth. It is hard. It is hard to eat more, because I don't want to eat shit, because just getting calories into my body, which I was able to do when I was keto for a long time, I literally just getting fat into my body was like awesome. Wasn't delicious, wasn't whatever, just get it in there. If I'm trying to like up my calories, I don't want to be eating donuts and stuff like this, because it literally makes me feel bad. Like, it's not that I judge people who like foods like that. I feel shitty. Like, I need to lay down. One of the reasons I went keto is because I feel like I'm incredibly sensitive to sugar, and I really didn't care whether keto made a big difference in my cardio. Like, I knew it was possible that I would be more tired and not have as much stamina. That didn't end up being the case, but I was willing to risk that just to get my mind right. So going in this like just eat more calories, you can't just eat more vegetables. That's not very many calories. You have to eat like calorie rich things, and it's hard to eat more of those things. So it is not easy to just gain weight. I was lifting weights, eating a lot more. I gained like 1.5 kilos working really, really hard at it. So all of that is to say, yeah, sure, I could definitely gain some weight, move up some weight classes, But the girls who are currently in that weight class don't want to fight me at the weight I'm at now. I don't think they'd want to fight me if I went up and was closer to their weight. So I don't know. More or less, I'm talking about my own situation because that's what I know. I'm talking from my own experience. But this is actually a way of saying, fucking leave people alone. Like, people who might want to lose weight, people who might need to lose weight, it's not easy. It's very easy for you to tell them. It's very easy for them to be like, yes, I understand how that works. But it is not easy to do. And I get bummed out about the way people who are, there are a lot of words for it. There's overweight, heavy, out of shape. Some people in this community choose to use the word fat. They say I'm fat. I'm going to say not thin, because honestly that's what society is criticizing. It's just that you're not thin. When people who don't have the aesthetic, or you have all these judgments about like what that person's body can do or should do or all these different things, and people kind of clap at them when they're in the gym or doing Muay Thai or something because it seems like they're trying to solve a problem and blah blah blah. I just want to say to you folks, you do not have to have weight loss be your mission or even your motivation for Muay Thai at fucking all. If you lose weight and that makes you happy, awesome. If you don't lose any weight, that is also fine. Like, you are just as entitled to the kinds of frustrations about like my kick is not beautiful, or I want to be able to land knees in this different way, or I want to get my elbows better. You are completely entitled to have those be the things that you want out of Muay Thai. It does not fucking have to have anything to do at all with fitness or exercise or losing weight. None of those things. It does not have to be Muay Thai for fitness just because you're not already fit. Fuck that. And if you have people in your gym who are like this, make sure that you tell them your kick is looking much better. You did really awesome in sparring today. It was really fun working with you. I love when you hold pads for me. Do not only talk to these people about, oh, it looks like you've lost weight, you're looking really great, oh, you're so tiny all the time. You can say that too. Like, people will let you know if losing weight is important to them and if that's something they want you to acknowledge. If they're uncomfortable every time you mention it, just cut it out. Just be a fucking good teammate. Like, it doesn't matter whether someone is big or small, just be a good teammate. And there are people who contact me, not often, but occasionally, and they ask me for like advice on how to lose weight. Not cut weight. Cutting weight is a different thing, but how to lose weight. And they're like, women will come to the gym, and I'm the only woman at the gym. Hi, honey. And they look at me. Who's this baby? Hi. I don't know you. Little blondie. Women will come to the gym and they're like, oh, how do you make yourself look like that? I want to look like that. This kind of thing. Look, I have never, ever in my life tried or had to lose weight, ever. I do not have experience in this. The heaviest I ever was coming back from Germany because I was drinking beer and not really doing much sport and eating a lot of like bread and pastries and stuff. And I was uncomfortable, but honestly, it just came off when I like start eating back the way that I was before. So do not ask people who do not know what your experience is. It kind of pisses me off that like there are lots of like Instagram influencers and stuff like this who it is their job, like it is their package, their product to tell you to do this, that, and the other thing in order to look like them or to lose weight or whatever. And these people have never lost weight. They've lost like maybe 10 pounds before. That is not the same thing as someone who has to lose like 40, 50, 60, 100 pounds. It's not the same thing. So when you're taking advice from someone, what are you doing? Be keen and be explicit about what their experience is in regards to what you're asking them. I think this is important because I think that people talk down to people as though they've like kind of failed in some way for being at a larger size or something like this, and that's not the case. So, you know, people asking me, Sylvie, you have so much fight experience, how do I cut weight for a fight? I've never really had to cut that much weight for a fight. I've cut like 2 kilos, the most ever, if that. I'm not the person to ask. Ask someone who has a lot of experience with that. And if you do not have experience with stuff like that, don't be the one who's like, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do this, because you don't have experience in that. I don't know. It's one of those, like, be responsible to your expertise. You don't have to be an expert in everything. Be confident in the things that you do know about. Like, I know what I know about, and I will fucking speak about that authoritatively because I know what I'm talking about. But I'm not gonna, like, jump in because, like, you know, I have visible muscles, and so I can tell you how to have visible muscles. I can tell you what I do, but unless your situation is very, very much like mine, that's not really wonderful advice, you know? And I think that giving more credit to people who have actually done the work is also an important step. So I actually would love to see influencers and people out there who are on the road to whatever their process is and who have come from very different places. This dog is going to be the death of me. She's so cute. If you follow me all the way, I'm going to have a dog. I'm not allowed to have a dog. Oh, she's very sweet. Yes. All right. I'm not going to advise this dog on things that I don't know about. Because that's my advice. All right.